Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're building something truly iconic. Before we start the build, let's take a look at the finished model. This is a paper version of the Concorde, one of the most famous aircraft ever created. The Concorde had a unique shape that made it instantly recognizable all around the world. Its long nose, sleek body, and large delta wings gave it a futuristic appearance that still looks impressive today. What makes the Concorde even more fascinating is that it was a supersonic passenger aircraft. It could travel faster than the speed of sound and carry passengers across the Atlantic Ocean in just a few hours. Of course, today's project won't be breaking any speed records, but it will be interesting to see how closely we can recreate this legendary aircraft using nothing more than a sheet of paper. As with many paper airplane projects, everything starts with a simple piece of paper. At this stage, accuracy is important. A small mistake in the first folds can affect the entire model later on. I'm taking my time to make sure each fold is clean and symmetrical. One of the things I enjoy most about paper crafts is how something complex can emerge from something so simple. Just a few folds can completely transform an ordinary sheet of paper. As the structure begins to form, you can already start to imagine the final aircraft. The Concorde was designed to minimize air resistance while flying at extremely high speeds. Its streamlined shape wasn't just for appearance. Every curve and angle served a purpose. Now we're continuing to shape the main body of the aircraft. This section creates the foundation for everything that follows. The fuselage of the Concorde was much longer and narrower than that of most passenger aircraft. That distinctive silhouette became one of its defining features. Even in paper form, capturing that shape helps make the model instantly recognizable. The next folds begin refining the overall structure. At first, these changes may seem small, but together they gradually create the proportions that make the aircraft look realistic. Paper modeling often works this way. Many tiny adjustments eventually lead to a dramatic transformation. As we're progressing through the build, it's worth remembering just how advanced the real Concorde was. Its first flight took place decades ago, yet many of its achievements remain impressive even today. For many people, it represented the future of air travel. Now the model is starting to take shape. You can probably recognize the aircraft more clearly than before. The nose section is especially important. The Concorde's nose was one of its most famous features. Unlike most passenger planes, it had a drooping nose mechanism. During takeoff and landing, the nose could tilt downward to improve visibility for the pilots. That engineering solution became one of the aircraft's trademarks. In this paper version, we're focusing on recreating the appearance rather than the mechanism itself. Even so, getting the proportions right makes a big difference. The model is becoming more detailed with every fold. At this point, patience is often more important than speed. Rushing through the final stages can undo all the work completed earlier. That's why I'm carefully checking alignment before moving forward. Small corrections can improve both the appearance and the flight characteristics of the plane. Many paper airplane enthusiasts know that even tiny differences can affect performance. A slight imbalance may cause the aircraft to turn unexpectedly. A small asymmetry can reduce glide distance. That's why attention to detail matters. We're now entering the final stages of the build. The aircraft is looking much cleaner and more polished. This is usually my favorite part of any paper project. After spending time creating the structure, It's rewarding to see everything come together. The Concorde has always been one of the most elegant aircraft designs ever created. Even years after its retirement, it continues to inspire engineers, aviation enthusiasts, and model builders around the world. And that's one reason I wanted to recreate it in paper form. Now we're starting to define the wings. This is where the aircraft really begins to look like a Concorde. The large delta wings were essential to its performance. Unlike traditional swept wings, delta wings provided stability at high speeds and helped the aircraft handle supersonic flight. They also contributed to the Concorde's unmistakable appearance. Recreating them in paper is one of the most satisfying parts of this project. As the wings expand outward, the silhouette becomes much more dramatic. It's amazing how a few folds can suddenly reveal the identity of the aircraft. At this stage, the model is nearly complete. Most of the major structures are already in place. Now it's all about refinement. The model is now essentially finished. I'm making a few final adjustments to improve symmetry and sharpen the overall shape. These finishing touches often have a surprisingly large impact on the final result. Now let's take a closer look at the completed paper Concorde. From the side, you can clearly see the long nose and streamlined fuselage. The delta wings create the classic profile that made the aircraft famous. Considering that it's made entirely from paper, the result looks surprisingly realistic. I think the overall shape captures the spirit of the original aircraft quite well. What do you think? Did this paper version successfully recreate the look of the Concorde? Let me know in the comments. And if you have ideas for other aircraft, paper planes, or origami projects you'd like to see in future videos, I'd love to hear them. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this project, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more paper creations. See you in the next one.